Hey, what up, everybody? Welcome to Beautiful Phoenix Spiritual Coaching and Tarot. My name is Candace. Welcome to the channel. Welcome, 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 welcome. Take a seat, kick off your shoes, have a glass of wine, have a shot of cognac. Whatever suits you, sit back, relax, and, hit that subscribe button for your girl. All right, so today I have a channeled message, and I decided to do a Star Seeds, use a Star Seeds deck and, pull some cards. And the channeled song that I got was, it is called Everywhere, Where Everybody Knows Your Name. And that song is the theme song from the sitcom called Cheers. That was debuted in 1982. So you could be an 80s baby. You could have been born in 82. It was released September 30th of 1982. So you could be a Libra. And the season, not the season, but the series ended in 1993, May 20th. So those days could be, in that year, could be significant as well. That is Taurus energy. So that could be your sign as well. It went on for 11 seasons. And the last episode was named One for the Road. So that could mean something as well. I'm going to look up what was that particular show was about. The last episode. I want to see what that is. What was that about? Yeah, you could be seeing 222. You could be seeing 1115. You could be seeing 1111. Yeah. So I was laying in bed. This is how I got the theme song. Laying in bed. I think I had just woke up, and that song just popped in my head. I was not watching no Cheers. I was not watching anything that was a sitcom from the 80s prior to me going to sleep. So I don't know where it came from. So, well, I know where it came from, and it came from Spirit. All right, so, and I didn't even know the lyrics was longer than what they, what I thought they were, but they're actually a little longer. But I got up out of my sleep, and I just start humming the theme song. So, I don't know the majority of these lyrics. I just know like the hook and the verse. I mean, I don't even know the verses. I know the hook and the that's just really it. But here we go. I'm gonna just say some of these lyrics. I'm not gonna sing it because I will butcher it to death. So bear with me. All right. So the lyrics go: making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure will help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? All those nights when you've got no lights, the check is in the mail, and your little angel hung the cat up by his tail, and your third fiance didn't show. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. Roll out of bed, Mr. Coffee's dead. The morning's looking bright. And your shrink ran off to Europe and didn't even write. And your husband wants to be a girl. Be glad there's one place in the world where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to go where people know hold on. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. So it's giving me soul tribe. It's giving me like-minded people. And then cheers. I mean, cheers for me is, you know, congratulatory. Is that the word? Yeah, cheers. Congratulations. Mazel tov. You know, things of that nature. Like, cheers to you. Round of applause. Great job. So, this message is something that you've overcame or you will overcome. All right? So, like I said, I previously pulled from the Starseeds Oracle deck. And the first card out was You've Got Love. And then the second card is Loosen Your Grip. And underneath the deck is Lifting the Veil. So, we're going to start with You Got the Love. Hadorian energy, codependency, and boundaries. So there was a need, or there is a need to have boundaries when it comes to certain situations, and to, you know, work on your codependency issues as well. So, You Got the Love. The Hondurians are believed to be beacons of pure, divine, unconditional love who sees love in all people and situations. As a result, they can find it hard to have boundaried, interdependent, healthy relationships because they only see the unconditional nature of those they meet. The lovers of the cosmos. They dive in fast. They're here to learn how to love while in a separate body. To learn to love self first and then establish healthy relationships with others. To remember that the love they seek is already within them. That they truly do have the love all on their own. The message of this card is to review the ways you may need to establish healthier boundaries. Perhaps you're in a codependent relationship in which you may be losing your sense of self. It's common for starseeds to deep dive into relationships, particularly with those who feel safe and familiar at a soul's level. Perhaps you're in a relationship in which you give more than you receive. Or perhaps there's a certain or perhaps there's a certain validity to it, and you're always unsure where you stand. That could be volatility. I can't say that word. Volatility. Whatever. This card is assigned to do a relationship review and see what energetic agreements you've made, consciously or unconsciously. To acknowledge if there are relationships in which you feel anxious or powerless, in which you don't feel like it's safe to relax and just be you. To assess if there are any places of inadequacy that you've used a relationship to soothe and cover up. All right, so there was some codependency issues and a need for boundaries when it comes to relationships, and this could be romantic or platonic. Okay, you know, sometimes, especially as starseeds, we are very empathetic people, and I feel that a detriment and a disservice to ourselves is we see past the human, let's say the human in a person that we care for or we love, right? And when I say that, I mean we look past the surface and we see the soul of a person, and you can say the potential in a person, and that could be a detriment to us because everyone has potential, you know, and we can see the possibility in an individual, But the thing is, a person may have that within them, but they don't walk with that's within them. If you understand what I'm saying, they don't walk like it. They don't move like what they have inside of them. They do the very opposite. They move in the very opposite way. And that can be a detriment to ourselves because we can't ignore what a person shows us or what they say to us. We can't ignore it. And we do that, and it can be harmful because we see good in everyone, especially, like I said, in people that we love and we care for. But there is a need to look outside of that and look at how a person moves, how they treat you, how they treat others. There's a need to have boundaries and not be codependent when it comes to relationships. And in order to have healthy relationships, you have to have healthy boundaries. But yeah. And like I said, that's in romantic or platonic. Okay. But we're going to go to the next card, and that is loosen your grip. And this is coping mechanism, density, addictions, and let God in. All right, we're cyclic beings, and Mother Earth teaches us how to be humans every day with the coming and the going of the tides and the seasons. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we cling to are so often those we most need to let go. The food, the substances, the relationship, the job, the people pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space. The part we're most afraid to leave empty. The part we guard and do not let grace into. But by keeping that space covered with something that doesn't serve us or clinging to it for fear it is not staying on its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. Of course, in miracles tell us whatever you leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddha said in this particular, course, you can only lose what you cling to. Indeed, both are true. If this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control, to release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter, to surrender to all that feels dense to the divine. Loosening your grip doesn't mean that what you're clinging to will go away. It may, or it may stay. But you can be sure that what is for you will find you. And you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life. So there could be something that you're codependent on. Like I said, it could be a person. It could be a way of being. It could be a substance of any kind. Food, alcohol, drugs, sex. It can be, anything. Something that you use to cope with different situations in life. And if it's codependency, you could be clinging to, let's say, a relationship in fear that we may lose that person. And the thing is, we can't control people. We can control ourselves and what we do and how we move in the world, but we can't control whether a person stays or goes. And clinging to a relationship, especially one that is not healthy, is a detriment to yourself. Okay? And there's a need to let go of control. Let a person roam free. Well, people gonna do what people do, regardless of how you feel. But sometimes, we stay in relationships far longer than what we need to, when everything is pointing that we need to leave and we need to let go. And we're clinging to that relationship because of sometimes familiarity, comfortability, sex, what this person is, could be giving us sex, or it could be materialist, monetary, materialist. I can't even say the word. What is the hell? Materialism. It could be whatever this person is providing for you. It could be a reason why you stay in a relationship far longer than you should, when it may not be healthy for you. You know, if a person wants to leave, a person is going to leave, you know, on their own accord. And there's a need to let go. You know, let a person do whatever it is they do. And if a person stay, they stay. If they go, they go. And, you know, if that person leaves, that's just, you know, God making space for somebody else to replace that person, place, or thing that is more healthier and have more substance, and that is in alignment with you. So yeah, there's a need to surrender, control, and let God in, and let God move in your life. And if God keeps a person, God keeps them. If God removes them, there's a reason why, you know. And yeah, that's that. Yeah. All right, so we had at the bottom of the deck, lifting the veil. And that, listen, I'm trying to work on this dang on crazy smoke detector. But it's so high on the wall. I got some high ceilings. And it's nerve-wracking that you got, I got like 20 smoke detectors. You got to change every last one of them. It's crazy. Anyway, I don't know why. That's annoying. Okay, the beeping, but I'm gonna get it together. But anyway, lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. And this is all seems to, you know, coincide with each other. All right, things aren't always as they seem. This era is one of uncovering mistruths so we can remember ancient truths. Everything is in a state of recall and realignment. Anything that isn't in harmony with the planet will not survive. This goes for society and the world at large, as well as in our own lives. If you pull this card, you're being called to energetically scan your life for things that may no longer be a vibrational match for you or for who you are and how you've grown. To dismantle the systems and ways of being that once served you and others, but no longer do. Some starseeds are here to lift the veil between the seen and the unseen worlds, to shine a light on the things that are inauthentic or unaligned with the survival and well-being of Earth, to stand for and protect those who don't have a voice, to look deeper and question everything that previous generations did not. Some starseeds cannot tolerate things that aren't congruent. They're here to bring society and humanity back into harmony with the planet and the Creator at large. If we tolerate things in our life that aren't aligned and congruent with it, we add to the misalignment of the planet. You're being called to trust yourself, notice what's out of alignment, and then take the baby steps required to bring it back into harmony. This is no easy feat, but it's so worthwhile, both individually and for the planet. So there is a need to break away, walk away from things that aren't in alignment of who you're trying to be and where you're trying to go. You know, and sometimes that could be hard when you care about people, a person. And like I said, this is all together. This is why you have boundaries, and you have to let go of addiction and codependency, because where you are or where you're going, there is a need to let it go because it's not aligning to where you are going or who you are right now. And that's why sometimes you find people just falling away from your life. You not on that same vibrational level anymore. And you will not, I don't know, you just not will be on that same level to where you once was, and you will see, relationships having arguments and for whatever reason. You will see the shift. You will see how maybe the job is not the job for you anymore. You have grown tired. You've been there for whatever amount of time, and you're just not happy with it anymore. And you having that uneasy feeling is because the divine is trying to move you out of that space to put you somewhere that is more in alignment with who you are and where you're going. And if it's a relationship, you're having more arguments and disagreements. A lot of clashing going on. You're not feeling the way you used to feel about that person. And that could be for many of reasons. But, and that's when communication, relationships, especially when it's romantic, communication is everything. And if there is an understanding that, we've tried to work this out, but it's the same thing, different day, that could very well be the divine letting you know that this relationship you have outgrown and there is a misalignment. Now you can, once again try to figure it out to get you guys back in the same vibrational level and realign. But if it's sometimes a repetitive type of situation, there may be a need to move away from that relationship and move on, move forward, because there is something, or there is someone more on your vibrational, level that is more in alignment, who you are and what you need within a relationship. So removing yourself and letting go of things that is not in alignment with you. And it could just be an addiction. It could be just codependency. Okay? It could be whatever you use or do for coping with certain situations. There is a need to remove, yourself from things that is not, on the same path as you. All right, so there is also in this book, when it comes to lifting the veil, is this is an era is one of uncovering mistruths so we can remember ancient truths. So this is when that enlightenment come in. This is how I see this. You start to that awakening. It's a beautiful, crazy experience that I call it the Wizard of Oz or Alice in Wonderland. And you really go down that yellow brick road of enlightenment, and you're walking and you're going through all these different, this is why you stay grounded, because you can go off the deep end with things, most definitely. And when you're going down this yellow brick road, you're not knowing where you're going. Now, it's kind of different than, the movie, because she knew where she wanted to go to. I feel like you don't know when it comes to awakening. You just know that you're going somewhere. And as you go down this yellow brick road, you're learning different things. You're meeting different people. You just soaking up all this knowledge, and I feel like you put your own spin on the things you're learning, and you incorporating those things you're learning within your life in whatever way that is best for you. But as you go down this yellow brick road to enlightenment, And within the movie, I'm gonna go to the movie. Dorothy was going to Oz to find the wizard. All right, and the wizard was going to help her get home. And at the end of the movie, figured out the wizard was a fraud, right? Fraud, straight scammer. And what was she? The Glinda, I don't know. You know, I ain't seen that movie in forever. So I think is it Glinda? Whatever, the good witch. She told her that she had it all in her all along to get home. So I incorporate that as everything that you learned along the way was already within you. You already had it. It was already within yourself. But you had to go down the yellow brick road to figure that out. You had to go down the journey. You had to go through the journey to figure it out. And it was all within you. How she was going to get home, she already had it on her, which was the shoes to get home. But the thing is, home is you. Everything that you learned along the way was naturally within yourself. So this is where I was getting when I was reading. This era is one of uncovering mistruths so we can remember ancient truths. Alright, so, and some of you starseeds are meant, here to lift the veil between the seen and the unseen worlds. It's helping people through their spiritual journey, through your own experiences. So that may be something that, you're feeling the call to do. But, yeah. There was, what else? There was something else that I said in the last video. Like I said, I had to redo this video. And, hold on one second. Where's it at? Okay, here we go. To stand for and protect those who don't have a voice. Alright? So, this could be many things. I'm not familiar with the different career paths of when it comes to people, being a humanitarian or of service when it comes to maybe wildlife, the ocean, the land. I had looked it up and it was so many different things. It's on my phone, so I should have just put it on my computer and just typed it up, but I didn't. But let me see something. No, it's never mind. But there could be something that you are doing when it comes to on a global when it comes to your career path, your purpose on a global scale. You could be an aquamarine biologist, or you could do something when it comes to the land, the trees. I don't know what biochemist. I don't know, like things of that nature. Like I said, I'm not very. I don't know the career paths, the names of these different career paths that you can go down when it comes to certain things like that. But that could be something you're interested in. It could be as small as being an activist when it comes to animals. You could be an activist when it comes to those who are disenfranchised. Those, it could be anything. That could be your calling. That could be your purpose. Okay. But yeah, I think that was it when it comes to that. Yep. And everything, you know, breaking away from addictions and codependency and establishing healthy boundaries when it comes to relationships, romantic or platonic, that's something that's not done overnight. That takes baby steps, and it's okay. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Take your time. Just do the work. And however long it takes, you know, small steps equals up to big steps in the long run. So it may look like you ain't doing nothing to some, but you are doing some. And you will see it at the end of it all. How much you've grown, how much you've changed, and you removed a lot of things that was not, you know, in alignment with you. That, you know, you outgrew. And you will be happy in the end. And that's when that Cheers song come in. That you will be happy. Spirit will be happy with you. Your ancestors will be happy with you. Even your family that you know in this life will be happy with you. You know, so kudos to you in advance. Kudos to those who already have went through this path of removing things that is not in alignment with you, things that is not for your higher good, and you establish boundaries when it comes, healthy boundaries when it comes to people, places, and things. When I go, I'm thinking what else I want to say. So you will hear me say that a lot, like, because I be thinking a lot. But, yeah, let's do a spiritual AF, and then we're going to close it out. So I hope that message is resonate in some kind of way, shape, or fashion for you. Congratulations to those in advance and those who already have overcome these obstacles, because, honey, establishing boundaries and removing, yourself from people pleasing behaviors and, you know, codependency and addictions of whatever sort. It is not an easy thing to do. So, and I know this. I'm never going to be on this channel and tell you some things that I ain't never did, never been through, because I've been through a lot. And one of my purposes is to, you know, help those who's going, assist those along their way in ways, you know, and the things that I learned along the way when it comes to my spiritual journey, my life journey, when it comes to spirituality, when it comes to self-love, when it comes to just healing from trauma as a whole. And that's from trauma from romantic and platonic relationships. So, let's get this, and we're going to end it here. I do have another channel that's more geared towards love. So if you like love readings, by zodiac, you know, individual zodiac signs, I have another channel which is called Beautiful Phoenix LLC, and that is more so now love for individual zodiac signs when it comes to love. So if you want to get a message when it comes to love, when it comes to your zodiac sign, you can find some readings there on Beautiful Phoenix LLC. But I will do love readings here, but it will be more collective messages, not individual, by zodiac signs. Okay, let me see if I can get one more. Okay, because they was falling, and I don't know where it went. Lord have mercy. Oh, here we go. All right, so 2 cards And the first card out is, in order to love who you are, you can't hate the experiences that shaped you. Amen. Let's read that again. That needs another read. In order to love who you are, you can't hate the experiences that shaped you. All right? And that is a word. You cannot hate the experiences that you went through because they made you who you are. You know, you may not like them. You didn't, when you was going through it, they were shitty as hell, right? Shitty. But in the end, it made you who you are. You probably would 9 times out of 10 be who you are right now, or who you're going to be, without going through those very things that you went through. All right, so let's read the back of the card. Anything truly cool about you was created from the life you lived. Remember that when you start to wind down the shame spiral. No time is wasted. No love is wasted. No tears are wasted. No breath is wasted. You being you is important, and every single thing that made you is of value. Tell shame to suck it. Which is funny because the previous reading, it said something about shame and guilt. Shame the devil. Okay, so don't ever be shameful. If you feel guilty about some things, situations that you've been through, you know, it's okay to feel guilty about certain situations, and forgive yourself, but don't be shameful. Shame is the devil, and you can tell shame to suck a big one, okay? And choke on it. All right, so the next card is, pretending to be a savage won't heal that hole in your heart, baby. All right, so that, I think that needs that's a word too. Let's repeat that, okay? Pretending to be a savage won't heal that hole in your heart, baby. Okay, so pretending to be, I don't know, hard, to pretend that you are, I don't know, like, I want to say hard, but what's another word? You tell me another word. You know, pretending that you got to be this over strong, masculine type of individual, and masculine can be male or female, okay? It won't heal that hole in your heart, and it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel all the feels, you know, but pretending to be something you're not because of hurt, it's not going to help you. It's not going to heal that hole in your heart. So let's read the bottom of the card. You know who the real OGs are? The ones who can't, I can't read. Yes, I can. The ones who ain't got shit to hide from anyone, especially themselves. Real OGs claim their humanity. They hold those wounds up to the light like Mufasa holding Simba. Can you hear the inspirational music starting? Yeah, that's you starting the hero's journey. I know that's right, love bug. All right, so let's read that again, because I like that. You know who the real OGs are? The ones who ain't got shit to hide from anyone. Right? All your wounds, all the things you've been through, all your mishaps, trials, and tribulations, you hold that shit up to the light, like Mufasa did Simba. You shine the light on all the trauma, all the things you've been through, because you're not ashamed of it. You've been through that. It made you who you are. And that's crazy, because this card says, in order to love who you are, you can't hate the experiences that shaped you, boo. No. So pretending that those things didn't happen, or pretending that you know, is a savage, like the card says, when it comes to your experiences, it's okay to say that shit hurt you. It's okay to say that you've been hurt and you feel broken and all those things, because once you acknowledge it, you can start going through that healing journey. Okay, the hero's journey is the healing journey. Real OGs claim their humanity because you're human. You have feelings, you have emotions. To take your emotions and bottle them up and put them in a closet, that ain't serving nobody. Not, especially not yourself. Okay? Real OGs claim their humanity. They hold those wounds up to the light like Mufasa holding Simba. Can you hear the inspirational music starting? Yeah, that's you starting the hero's journey, love bug. So, yeah, I like how that coincides. Look at that. Look at God. I tell you, when they be, the synchronicities is crazy, you know, and it all kind of ties up, you know. You have boundaries for a reason. You could have went through a lot of codependency issues. People could have been codependent on you. You both in relationships were codependent on each other. There could have been some type of addictions, whether it's to a person or to a substance or whatever the case may be. But breaking away from things that is not in alignment with you. Breaking away from things that you know that are not conducive to where you need to be in your life, or where you want to go in your life. Things that are unaligned, where you must go to be a better version of yourself. Okay? But shine a light on that shit. Shine a light on all the things you've been through. It shaped you to be the person that you are. And it's going to shape you to the person that you need to be in the future, or who you're going to be in the future. And you don't have to be a savage. You don't have to be strong. It's okay to feel the feels because you're human. Don't bottle up all those emotions from, you know, of hurt. And, yeah, just hurt. When people betrayed you, people you trusted, whether it's a loved one or somebody that you was in a romantic relationship with. You know, it's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel broken. I don't even like, really, scratch that. I don't even like the broken word, you know, because you're not broken. You just been through a lot of things, and what you're going to do is find the strength to go down this hero's journey, this healing journey, to repair something that has malfunctioned within you. That's how I'm going to put it. Because I don't like the broken thing. But you're human. And it's okay to say, I've been hurt. And I may have trust issues. Which made me, you know, codependent. And I held on, you know, whatever that is for you. It's okay to feel the feels. It's okay to be human and have human emotions. And shine a light on that. Express yourself to whoever. You know, you never know. Your story may help somebody else along the way. So welcome to beautiful Phoenix. You are the Phoenix. You are the rising Phoenix. You are that beautiful, red, majestic bird that have come out of all that guck, all the fire, the ashes of the past. You are becoming anew. You're going through a transformation. And even though the journey is not easy, because you're looking at yourself outside, you know, not looking at other people, you're looking at the things you associated yourself with, the people you associated yourself with, the things that you do, or why you did certain things. You know, you're just going to do a lot of introspection and evaluation with everything. But first, with yourself. And, you know, sometimes that's hard for people to look at themselves and sit with themselves. But that's a must. That's a must. I repeat, a must when you're going down this journey. You can't look at everybody else's bullshit. You got to look at your own bullshit. But yeah, that is the message. Welcome to the healing journey. Welcome to your hero's journey. And I hope I can help you with my stories, along the way. My experience, not my stories, but my experiences when it comes to my journey. And I hope whatever spirit message, whatever love message, whatever, to give you some inspiration and give you, you know, some hope when it comes to love. Reassurance when it comes to your spiritual journey, your healing journey. That the messages that I, you know, am given and I share, hope that helps you along your way down this beautiful journey called life. And yeah, I just hope I can help in whatever way possible. So with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And we will meet again. Bye.